to plant a spring container, baby. I have been fighting the urge for so long not to place a table back in my greenhouse, but I can no longer fight the urge anymore. So we're going to be placing a table inside of my greenhouse today. We're also going to plant up a beautiful early spring arrangement with forced tulips. Over here I have some containers, but I'm really not maximizing my space because I could technically take these containers and place those containers over there on that temporary shelf. Then all of this furniture opened up over here. This now makes way for us to have a beautiful table here in this spot. It may be crowded. I may have to see how it grows on me because we do have this beautiful sofa table here. I want to go ahead and I want to get the chairs moved out of the way. That way I'll have enough room to move back and forth effortlessly so I can get the container stacked up on the shelf. There was a container down at the bottom that was literally just sitting there by itself. So again, I wasn't maximizing my space. Took that, stacked it inside the other one. And then I kind of just stacked these pots on top of each other, and therefore it made room. I am going to flip this over right here because it makes it sturdier. And so now we have all of the planters out of the way. And then for the ones that I could not find room for on the shelf, I went ahead and I moved those, stacked those in the corner. And then for my big urn, I moved that out with the other matching urn, and therefore it opened up a lot of space. So now let's go ahead, let's get this swept out and move the furniture. Love it. Let me step to the side. You guys, look at that. Look at that, you guys. It's just so cozy. And I miss being able to sit out here and eat without having to actually hold my plate of food, my coffee. Even though I can set my coffee down on the table, I don't want to be turning to the side to have to work on the computer or take Zoom calls, which is fine. And I've been grateful to be able to do that. But I want my flow back for right now. Now I might change my mind. And I could just be having spring fever. But you guys, what we need to do is we need to fix the flow in this room. So the traffic right here. So this plant has to go. Okay. The lemon tree is fine. And we bumped out both of the containers on either end of the sofa table here. This gives us a ton of space. You can move around the table effortlessly. You're not running into the step here. I do want to go in and I want to clean this table up really, really quick. we did not pick out a container. Now, to be real and honest with you, I'm really leaning between going with a cream container, because you know we got those white containers that flank the side, and I try to you know what, let's go get the container. Now that I'm looking at these containers, it's only one container that's really gonna set this off, because okay, so if we went with this brown, the brown is gonna blend in too much. We are definitely trying to make a spring statement here. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in and we're going to use this beautiful beauty right here. You guys, look at this container. Look at this. Okay, so we got the blue, right? The bluish gray kind of tone, bluish gray kind of vibe. But then we also got the brown. So it certainly fits in with the room here. So let's go ahead and let's put our plants in this beautiful container right here. Look at that. You guys, it's going to be absolutely amazing. And one of the things that I like about this container, if we set this container down, the container arrangement is going to come up high. That's fine, because right now I'm trying to make a statement. Do you hear what I'm saying? I am trying to make a statement. We're planting up our first tulips of the season, so I'm definitely getting ready to go all out. Bloop! We got our container all cleaned up. It's shining. This is a ceramic container. I'm going to move this over a little bit so we have some room to work here. Now, as always, when I plant up my containers indoors, I go in and I use a coffee filter. The reason why I'm using a coffee filter is because the coffee filter is going to help the soil conform to the pot. So that way the soil's not leaching out on our table. We're going to build out this container so that it can be adored every single angle that this container is going to be viewed at. Now, I have a ton of plants here, but don't let that fool you, because this container is a low bowl. The profile is low, but it's very big and wide, and that's why I like it, because it can house a lot of plants. Plants are going to be beautiful, and they're going to complement each other just the way that we need the plants to complement one another. Now, our centerpiece is going to be this white tulip here. It's very beautiful. First plant that we're going to be using here, we're going to go in with a heather. I'm coming in next with a superba. And I think I am going to scoot this heather over just a bit here. We want this heather to be right up next to the superba. Now I'm going to come in with a frosty fern. It's going to give us a lot of texture, and it's going to give us that bright pop of green, because we're definitely going to be playing off of the textures out of this container here. Probably should take the plant tag out. Now we have our first amount of color here. So you guys can see that we have a superba, a heather, and then a frosty fern, okay? Coming right back in with a heather. Now on this other side, let me turn the container so you guys can see. So we're coming in right here on this side with a heather. So we're going to just tuck that in. Just absolutely 100% gorgeous. Another superba in the back. Let's look at this. So right here we have a space. Now we want to come back in with our frosty fern here. We can stand to use a little bit of pruning here, but right here in this space I'm going to come in and I am going to tuck a frosty fern inside of this container, okay? Now anywhere that I have any type of space right around the front, and then as well as at the crown of the plant, we're going to go in and we are going to add some moss. it on the table. Middle of the planter, we went in and we have the middle dress with Spanish moss around the tulips here. We've played to the texture of all of these plants in this arrangement. From the Superba, you can definitely see the texture, and the leaf is very distinct green and white, which brings us back to our tulip. We have the white tulip flower, and then of course the green leaves. The heather has a chartreuse green, kind of like cream color, but then you also see the fuchsia, so that's our pop, giving us a nod to spring. But then you also can see on the frosty fern has a beautiful texture. It's light, it's very angelic, but then the tips are a brighter chartreuse than the rest of the leaves here. I really like this arrangement. Have you guys started planting up any spring containers? And also, I want to know, did you all force any tulips this year? Drop down in the comment box. Know what you guys think about this arrangement. I would love to hear about it.